Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kat and I'm back again today with another video. Today I'm going to give you 6 reasons why adoption reunion shows like Long Lost Family are lying to you and not quite painting a complete picture of reunion. While the premise is great and we get a dose of the feels, these shows just don't paint an accurate picture. Viewers are left with this rainbows and roses type of view of adoption and adoption reunion, and that couldn't be more inaccurate. I'll explain, but let me start with my intro and then we'll get right into it. My name is Kat Davald and I'm a 47-year-old birth mom to my 31-year-old daughter who I've been in reunion with for the past 3.5 years. So, reason number 1 that adoption reunion shows are lying to you is that you only see the first meeting and it's not always so full of happiness. I think that they pick people and they must script them a little bit because initial meetings aren't always met with hugs and tears and that doesn't always happen. It's not always such a, oh, I missed you, mama. Like, it's not. It's nothing like that. My daughter and I did not hug. I mean, granted, we met at her house and I was meeting her parents as well. But, you know, we were both nervous. And it didn't feel appropriate for me either. I mean, neither one of us are real big huggers. And honestly, I think that that's part of our adoption trauma, you know, and that's like generational for her. Like, I probably gave it to her in utero. But a lot of me was, you know, for a long time, don't touch me. You know, I don't like affection. I felt weird. And I still do sometimes. Like, it's an odd feeling for me because of how I was treated. Like, get up, you know, you can't stay there. And I gotta do my story in order for you to understand that part. But anyways, so, you know, the tears and hugging and everything, it doesn't always happen. You know, a first successful meeting doesn't always mean that everything is going to work out so great and so hunky-dory in the end. You know, even if there was time spent together during the first meeting, like, and I mean, like, you know, you both go away on vacation and meet at the vacation spot and spend a whole week together, or even 2 or 3 days or whatever. You know, there's still after that, I don't care. There's a ton of feelings to process. There's tons of thoughts and emotions to go through, and things change like almost on a daily basis. So that first meeting doesn't always end up like that, like hugs and kisses and everything like that. It's just not always like that. Reason 2 why they are lying to you is because you don't see the roller coaster of emotions. You don't. I mean, they talk, you know, and they tell you their story and they may cry and everything, but I guarantee you that they're holding back a lot because there are things that I thought about that I didn't tell anybody for a while. And then I'm sure my daughter feels the same way and everything, and a lot of other adoptees and a lot of birth mothers too. You're not going to say everything for the TV camera, you know? So and then the other thing is that the roller coaster of emotions doesn't even happen necessarily on the first meeting, like that, you know, adoption reunion style. The birth mother is going to go through, you know, possibly regret. You know, now she's got, I mean, I did, you know, and now she's got her grown child back, and then you see this person, and if they had a bad life, then you regret it. And if they had a good life, you regret not being there. And I mean, all of that. So regret, and the birth mother's going to have grief and go through that. The first 2 years were the hardest for me. You don't see that roller coaster. Okay, and then for the adoptee, they can feel conflicted. They can have, adoptee loyalty with their parents where they feel like they need to, be more focused on them, and the birth parent takes the back seat and everything, and I can only imagine the confliction that they have, when they're in reunion, and not wanting to upset one or the other and everything. You don't see that. And I've watched a couple episodes and stuff that kind of, I couldn't watch them before I was in reunion because it would make me sad. Now I just don't have the time. But I have watched a few episodes and everything, and they don't talk about that. They don't talk about being, feeling conflicted, because you only see the first episode of the meeting, so. Anyways, reason number 3, okay, reunion is hard work. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about reunion. So many demons pull you in different directions. Your mind, says, it'll say, oh, she's not responding to me because she doesn't care and she doesn't want to have a relationship with me. But in actuality, they're just working a lot or something. So your mind plays, tricks on you. Your heart you have, it's bursting, so it's not easy. You have to control your emotions. You need to deal with your family. If you're married, you have to make sure your husband is understanding and everything, and then your children, because now they have a new sibling, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Reunion is not easy. There's nothing easy about it. Okay, the entire family is infected. Other children, aunts, uncles, grandparents, everybody is affected by it. So it's not easy. Okay, moving on to reason number 4. Milestones. You don't see the milestones in these shows, and they're continually happening. They're continually happening for so many different things and so many different reasons. Like, even me and my daughter, we're 3.5 years in, we're still having milestones. This year, she's going to be meeting my friends. And that's a milestone because it's a new thing for her. Like, okay, now I'm, widening, her knowledge base of me. It's not just me now. Now she's going to, meet my friends and everything. And I'm not saying that she's going to, come with my friends all the time and everything, but they would like to meet her, and it'd be good for her to meet them too, to, get a little bit more idea of who I am, the kind of people I like to hang out around with. So the milestones are continually happening, and you don't see that on these shows. They don't show you, how long it takes to get to each milestone, or how quickly and how messed up everything got, or how smoothly it went, or anything like that. So it's not realistic. And reason number 5 is there's no such thing as post-reunion. They had a follow-up show. What happened next, or where are we now, or something like that, and they called it post-reunion. There's no such thing as post-reunion. You're continually in reunion. Reunion doesn't stop. Just the day of the meeting is, the day you meet. It's not the end of reunion. Reunion is continual. You will be in reunion for the rest of your life until the day that you die, because there's nothing else that comes after that. You're not mom and dad. You don't become siblings or anything. You're in reunion. You're in reunion for the rest of your life. Okay? And last but not least, reason 6. Okay? you don't see when something goes wrong. They don't show you. Um, when I was doing research for this, so the show Long Lost Family. Let me back up a little bit. That actually started over in the UK, and then TLC picked it up here in the United States and ran for a few seasons. But when I was doing research for this, there was a blog post or an article, whatever you want to call it, that popped up that was basically on the UK information, and people were really upset because the adoptee didn't want to have contact or something like that. In the follow up, like something went wrong. So something didn't work out between the two. So they did the follow up of what. So but there was one instance, and the simple fact that regular people who don't even understand adoption and adoption reunion and being a birth parent or being an adoptee, they were getting mad. How dare you? You don't know what's going on. And even if they tell you a little bit about the story, they're probably not telling you the whole complete story of the feelings and the emotions and the craziness that goes on inside your head. So you don't get to see when something goes wrong. Everything is like, oh, we found each other, we're so happy, and then that's it. You don't see how overwhelming things are. You don't see when people need to take a step back and reconfigure themselves, because it's a lot. I mean, think about it. You give this child up for adoption, and regardless if you're an open adoption or not, this child is no longer yours as a parent. You've terminated your rights, but yet then here they are again, and you're supposed to build a relationship with them, but you've never known each other and they're strangers. So, I mean, just think about that. More than likely I'm speaking to a ton of birth mothers, so you understand what I'm saying. But if anybody's watching this that doesn't, that you're not a birth parent, you're not an adoptee, then there's so much to it. You don't see an argument that might happen, because one person's thinking one way and another person's thinking another way. Hell, one could be a Democrat, one could be a Republican, and then they part ways over that, because especially like in today's environment, in the U.S., that's a big thing to bicker about. Or one could be Jewish and one could be Catholic. And they not get along. Like, you don't know. So one could be overbearing, one could be too much. So you don't know. You don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see it when something goes wrong. And that's why these shows lie to you, because you don't get a full picture. The update show, that they went back and asked them how are things doing. And I actually didn't know that there was an update show until I was doing the research for this this video. And if I didn't know, and I'm a birth mom, then how many other just regular viewers didn't know? And then they didn't watch those follow-ups or anything. And the thing is how many people, saw those shows to get the bigger picture, but it's not even that much of a bigger picture. How long is that show? Is it half an hour, an hour? That's not enough. Even these videos, even the 3.5 years that I've been in, I still feel like I'm a newbie in Reunion. Even though we've gone through a whole bunch of it and everything, there's women out there that say, oh, I've been in Reunion for 19 years. So, I hope I get to that point. But, I still feel kind of new. So, a couple hours in front of the TV is not going to paint you a great big picture. And then was it only one update? Or did they give a couple updates? Did they come back? Did they go back after a couple years and give further developments as time went on? And my guess is probably not. So, I mean, it's all for the ratings, and I get that, but still, because it hits close to home, you know, it's just something that I wanted to talk about because it's not the clearest picture of reunion. I mean, it's happy, and I cry at them too, you know, because, you know, you find that person, I know what it feels like. But, anyways, I digress. All right. With all that said, what are your thoughts on these reunion shows? Let me know in the comments below. All right. Thanks for watching. That's it for tonight. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.